right, if you got something going on in your life, you want to share it with Bert Show fam around the country, you hit us up at thebertshow.com and we'll read your email. In this case, it's her ex lent her a whole bunch of money to get her out of debt. Then they break up. And does she still have to pay him back is the question here. Hey, Bert Show. I got a problem, and I'm looking for your advice. That means you guys. 1-855-BERT Show. I was dating a guy for 4 years and living with him for close to 2 years. Prior to our relationship, work was not steady in my field of work and was very inconsistent. I fell on hard times and accumulated debt before and during our relationship. Ultimately, he was lucky and he found a job in another city, and I followed him, leaving behind my house and my family. I worked 2 full-time jobs, working from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. on most days. Any days I had off, I did yard work, as we had 12 acres owned by him. During the 2 years living in another city, my ex cheated on me multiple times. So this dude takes her out of her, or she leaves, I should say, her home, her family, and then he cheats on her a couple of different times. I was subjected to physical, emotional, mental, and verbal abuse on a daily basis, extremely secluded from my family and friends. I didn't have any friends in 2 years due to me always working. My ex knew how much I wanted a friend, so when he introduced me to a girl on his softball team, I leapt at the chance to hang out with her. Unfortunately, my debt caught up to me. My ex lent me the money to clear it. I was reluctant to take it, but he kept insisting as it would benefit our future, quote unquote, in capital letters, together. Here's the kicker. 2 months later, I came home to my boyfriend wanting to talk. He had been sleeping with a married mother of 2 behind my back for a month and a half. He, capital letters, had introduced me to her. She was on his softball team. He wanted me out of the house so he could start a new life with her. This was also the same woman who had befriended me for the sole purpose of hanging out more often with my ex now. I had to quit both my jobs and spend over $2,000 to move all my belongings to a storage unit in my hometown. I ultimately moved 6 hours away for work, and for the past year, I've been living with my best friend and her kids, struggling both financially and emotionally. He expects me to pay back the money he had lent me, which is a substantial amount. She writes $20,000-ish. I don't have extra money to pay him or even my friend for rent. All my family and friends tell me I should not pay him at all and call it restitution. Should I keep paying him or not? 1-855-BERT Show. Woo!
Okay, that's a lot to chew on, to say the least. In the beginning, it's so funny how you go from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end of the spectrum. The pendulum swung and it swung hard, especially after he introduced her to his mistress so the mistress could hang out with him more. In the beginning, I was like, yes, pay him back. You'll feel better about yourself, whatever. At the end of it, nah, keep that money, man. Girl, you earned it.
Anybody listening early want to get in on this? 1-855-BERT Show. Mo?
Yeah, nah. After reading all of this, it's hard to say you should pay that man back, even if he wants it back. I mean, if he ain't taking you to court or something like that, I don't see why you would pay that man back with all he done put you through. You earned that money.
Would you give him a penny?
And you didn't sign anything, right?
Yeah.
She didn't sign nothing. It was lent to her or just given? It's a gift now. Thank you for the gift.
Yep.
It's mine now.
Thank you for your infidelity.
It sounds like it's the least he can do.
It's like severance pay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also think there that him lending her the money was just sort of another way that he could control her.
Oh, yeah.
And then when he fell in love with the shortstop, then he's like, okay.
Okay, she's not that good. She was definitely right field.
That's a very important job.
Yeah, she might be.
I know because I didn't get
she's
it.
clearly the DH. That's the
DH,
designated hitter right
or the
there.
fourth outfielder, even.
Oh, we did have like that fourth random outfielder.
I was the outfielder.
Yeah.
You were like out past the fence.
Yeah. I played with the bugs. They were always like, you're never paying attention. I'm like, I'm sorry.
We put you in way right field, just praying nobody would hit it out there. That's what she is.
Went out there one time. I ruined it.
But yeah, I think for all of her trouble moving away from friends or family, even though she decided to do that herself, it sounded to me like he was manipulating her into this abusive relationship anyway. So he's the one that kicked her out. So now he's got to pay the penalty, and that's $20,000. I wouldn't pay a freaking penny of that.
I wouldn't either.
Hey, Angie, good morning.
Good morning. I think she should just walk away from it because clearly he's walking away from her.
Yeah, agreed.
Not only that, kicked her out.
Kicked her out. And if she does pay him back incrementally, she is still attached to him some way, shape, or form, which is still his way of controlling her. No way. Hey, Jill.
Hey, good morning. I would make him a list of charges for cleaning, working in the thing, introducing me to his mistress, kicking me out of the house to be with the mistress, and make him owe me money by the end.
Amen. All right.
Facts.
He owes her $50,000. I like the way Jill's thinking.
The Bert Show.